Hear ye, as we are doing so very often on this channel this time of year, Fantasy Football Court is in session. A lot of graveyard shows are usually Fantasy Football Court. Fantasy Football Court, a lot of people copy it. A lot of people are copying everything we do. But we move forward. We don't care. And these two gentlemen have a court case that needs attending to. Fantasy Football Court begins right now. File on.
It's time for Fantasy Football. Court! Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
This particular court case is a good one because it has two gentlemen that have identical ADP. I see a few of you in the chat. If you're the Fantasy Football Show, member, we've been on Burden for a while. We've been on Burden more than anybody because when he came out of college, we had him ranked higher than anybody. He landed in a bad spot initially because he wasn't going to get the ball as a rookie, proven by his rookie season. But Burden has all of the physical skills, as does Adunze, though. Just case in point. To be the number one wide receiver for his team, to be a top 12 fantasy football wide receiver, to be a monster. Yet, even though the majority of I see the chat, this is the way we feel. This is the way we feel on this channel. Burden all day. It's Burden. It's not particularly close. Wide receiver one. Burden is easy. You just nonstop Burden, takes Burden Yak Machine. Yet, why is the ADP and the rest of the fantasy football population drafting these two men side by side? Why is Skattebo going before Luther Burden by one spot? So I don't know that I want to hear anybody say something like this isn't easy. Like, it clearly isn't to the average Joe. Clearly, this court must render a verdict because this is a Skattebo's winning by one ADP draft slot against the Fantasy Football Show population. Now, you might be saying, Smitty, are you already determining a verdict? Yes, I am. In this corrupt court, sometimes Your Honor doesn't even listen to the sides of the case. We have a guy coming off an injury, a devastating injury, who does backflips like before he's even healthy and botches them sometimes, falls down, gets up, screams, and says, I don't care if you think I'm brain dead, I'm going to continue doing so. We have a guy that was in a boot while he's recovering from his devastating injury, participating in a shoving match in a WWE event. We have a guy in Camp Skattebo that had a collision today on the practice field and was sitting there stretching, doesn't look alarming yet, but it is concerning that he's already in a big-time collision and sitting on the sideline, didn't go to the locker room, but was on the sideline, didn't return to the field. He's already colliding with players, colliding with life, and he doesn't know how to tone it back. You've got Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator. We got Roman. Roman's going to what? Control the running attack? This is a disaster in New York. The only thing good about New York is they'll be losing, playing from behind so much that Malik Neighbors and probably Isaiah Likely, the only two players you want to draft in 2026 in New York anyway, at their cost of entry, mind you. These are the two guys that are going to have to try and dig out of a hole every single week. Neighbors to the moon. His stock is certainly rising. Neighbors is going crazy ADP wise, but we're still buying. He's going
to the moon.
Straight to the moon. Likely he's not going up in value, and he's going to the moon as well. But I will tell you that it's shocking to me that we're sitting here having a debate where the ADP suggests that we're wrong. The ADP is telling us that we are wrong when we say, I'd rather have Luther Burden than a running back that doesn't know how to stay healthy, The ADP says we're wrong right there in front of your face, which is just head scratching to me. These guys aren't even close in ADP in my mind. In my mind, if I could construct the ADP, I think Burden going a little later would be nice. I'd love to get him at the 4 or 5 turn versus having to pay what's middle of round 4. I'd love to have him at what felt like a 5th round pick, like 4.11, 4.12, 5.1. That would be where there's literally no downside whatsoever. There's only upside. He can only earn that, but he's still in a great territory. And Dunze too, this is not to say Dunze can't be the better value at the cost of entry. That's a whole different debate, maybe a different court case. But Burden at mid 4th round is solid. I wish it was later, but it's solid. Cam Skattebo doesn't deserve to be in round 4. He doesn't. Not with all the risk that's at play. Not with the fact that Matt Nagy and Roman are trying to control this man's behaviors. This is what Roman's horrible. This is the worst combination of offensive coordinator and brains behind the rest of the offense that I think you could concoct unless you brought back Adam Gase, Eberflus, Matt Nagy, and Nathaniel Hackett as a 4-man quad coaching staff. That is the only thing I can think of that's more disastrous for this situation, given this man's inability to keep himself healthy. There's nothing here to debate at all. At this stage in the game, this court case is closed. No expert witnesses, no phone calls. You can try and call in an appeal if you want on the phone line. My phone line will be open about right now. So if you'd like to call in and appeal this case, do so at your own peril, because you will get dunked on by me all night long. This case is closed. Court adjourned in favor of Luther Burden.
You've just been Smitty approved.
It's really not close. ADP wise for Cam Skattebo, honestly, I won't draft him in 4 anymore. You've got Evans there. You've got Loveland. You've got Burden, obviously. ETN. You have players like, even Javonte Williams is safer. But I like Bucky and Hendy and Tootin and Adams more than I like Cam Skattebo. Not that I would force them at Cam's ADP. The greater point is, let's go different position shopping in round 4. Even if it was Lamar or ETN or whatever. And I'm not even the biggest Lamar drafter. Lamar's going in 5 too. It just depends on where you're drafting. But whatever you end up doing, let's say Josh Allen fell. Because he falls all the time. Josh Allen is a 3.12 ADP. We see him at 4.4, 4.5 all the time. But I'm not taking Cam Skattebo in the 4th round. What do I look, crazy? This ADP is so off. Why are these ADPs next to each other? Why is Cam Skattebo ahead of Luther Burden by 1 draft slot? This is hundreds of thousands of drafters. Hundreds of thousands of drafters are making this decision. I don't understand it at all. I don't care to really understand, because we just make out like bandits on the deal. That's the truth of the matter. We got a couple super chats up in this mug right here. $20 super chat by Mr. Punch, dropping the 20 wad. Yo, Smitty, we're back for another season. Curious on your thoughts on some Dynasty Superflex trades I made to acquire Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors collectively for Jadarian Price, my 1st and 2nd in 2027. Love it. I love it. Neighbors, honestly, Price, I love Price, okay? But Price in a 1st rounder for Neighbors alone will be worth it. You tell me you got a Superflex quarterback. Caleb Williams is still capable in a Ben Johnson offense, no matter how much I doubt this or that about his game and think he's overvalued and being overlooked at. He's still gonna, in a Jared Goff way, be capable every single year that he stays healthy and is playing for Ben Johnson, capable of being QB6, QB8 any given season, just because the production's there. Jared Goff was QB6, it's crazy. Every year, no matter what happens, even now, Goff is still that good because the offense. This is one of the better offensive weaponry you could hand any quarterback. So this is a fantastic trade. I don't even understand why that would go through. Thank you, Mr. Punch. You crushed it on that one. This one from Braden. Braden, appreciate you. Bowers at 13. Build around him. 10-man I don't hate it. JT, Cook, or Genty at 8. I personally go Genty. If you want JT, understandable. You want Cook, understandable. They're all very, very close. Kind of like getting a $100 bill or 250s or having it all in 20s. Different ways to win. You could draft any one of those three, still win the championship. It's not like one will lead you to a championship, one leads you to second place. Olave, McMillan, Javonte, but Genty would be my pick. Yeah, and Olave, Genty, Javonte, Kyron, 28. Luther Burden, Tootin, Hendy, Price, 48, 53. I mean, if I had to pick, I would say Olave, Burden, or Burden, Olave. Or no, I'm sorry. Olave here in this group, but I don't know if Book is there. I don't know if there's somebody else you're not naming at that pick, bro. A lot of times at 20 overall, there's sometimes a better option. I like Lad McConkey there as well. And then this pick, I would say Tootin or Burden or Hendy or Price. Any one of those guys is really close. If I had to rank it, I would probably say Tootin, Burden, Hendy, Price in that order. But I love all of them. These are all fantastic. Again, these questions sometimes you're forcing me to answer, and sometimes there's not an answer. Sometimes they're that close, and you just want to make sure you're mixing things up too, and not drafting 5 Hendys when you can be mixing up and getting a Tootin and getting a Burden. What about Burden versus Breece Hall? Breece Hall's a third rounder. I don't think you can compare them, Kerry. They're not in the same value territory. Even if you said like vacuum conversation, it just doesn't make sense to talk about a third round player comparatively to a mid fourth that belongs at the end of 4 to be a little bit more, I guess you could say, cost effective, but still capable of earning that value. And then Smitty, you're absolutely awesome. Thank you. Aloha. Thank you, Scotty. Do appreciate you, my guy. Bruce, you are live, young man.
Hey, Smitty.
Hello.
Hey, Smitty. I would go with Skattebo, but I have my defense, in a sense, made. You don't know if Burden's the one in Chicago. It could be a Doomsday, At the same time, it could be Loveland, and you go to the Giants' offense, as bad as it is. We already know that Scat is Dart's best friend. Hey, he's going to be in trouble. I'm just going to look for Scat. Even though we wanted to be neighbors, don't get me wrong. I think that, hey, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to look for Skattebo. I'm just going to dump it off to him. And personally, I think that he's going to put up.
Hey, I'm getting maybe there's a little bit of volume problems. Can you guys hear him okay? Let's switch over real quickly. We had a little bit of an echo, and then I don't know if everybody could hear him properly. Could you guys hear him okay at least? Could you hear what he's saying? Let me just make sure he doesn't have to start over with what he's saying. Hold on, let me switch the mic over real quickly, my boy. Hang tight. Speak real quick again, Bruce. Yeah. Hold on. Could you guys at least make out what he's saying, or does he have to start over? Yeah, we can. Okay, but they can hear you. But now they should hear you a lot better. Go ahead.
Okay. So, like I was saying, how, health is probably going to be the biggest thing for me with Skattebo.
That's part of it.
The biggest thing is going to, but for me, I would still take Skattebo over Burden because the connection with the quarterback, we could already say Dart's best friend is Skattebo. Look.
Okay. Let me just. I hear you. Your point was made well and clear, and you can rebuttal after this. But let's just put it this way. No matter what happens, no matter what, Burden's still eating. It's just a matter of are people over calculating the size of his meal? So the way you're defining it, you're acting as though everyone's going to be wrong and he's not going to eat at all, and he's sitting alone at the lunch table. But no matter what happens, he's still going to eat. So even if we miscalculate, you're still guaranteed a lot. You're guaranteed a lot. And maybe you miscalculate and he gets less than scat per start, but then you factor in the injury concern. And then you're also giving a little too much credit to Jackson Dart and Skattebo. Like they're going to wiggle their way out of the kung fu grip, the negative kung fu grip that Nagy and Roman have on this situation and the drag that it has. You're also talking about, you say, turn to Neighbors. Neighbors was one of the most targeted downfield wide receivers in football per start, if not the most targeted wide receiver in football per start, depending on the metric you look at. So we already have proof that Jackson Dart throws to Neighbors all day long. So that's already been defeated. I don't disagree that he could still dump off to Scat, and Scat could still be great per start. I'm not arguing that at all, but this guy's coming off a major injury. Injury is part of this equation. You can't just throw it in and say, well, the only thing I'm worried about is injury. Past that, I'm going to be right. Injury's the biggest, maybe the biggest part of this. And then his decision making. He doesn't know how to make good decisions in terms of keeping himself healthy, making the right calls for his body. This man's doing backflips and botching them, falling down and going, what? Like, this guy doesn't know how to take care of himself. And he collided today, was on the sideline, unable to return. We still haven't got really full word as to what's going on, so maybe something bad happened, but didn't appear to be, because he didn't go to the locker room per se, just sat on the sideline stretching. May have returned. I'll refresh for more information on this. Maybe even released when I was eating. I can't be everywhere at every time, and I go live like literally right away. So I'll keep trying to scoop up. Maybe Travis, if he's there, can do some digging for me real quickly and call in. But look, Bruce, you're not wrong to like Scat, and no one out there is wrong to like Scat over Burden. I just want to make it abundantly clear. This is not a take a lap moment. This is not a hang up on you on the phone line. It's a preference call. I would never make a court case that didn't have arguments to be made. Like, an argument can be made here. I just deemed the answer and determination very quickly. This case was closed immediately because the logic is all on the side of Burden, getting enough footballs to make this as close to even as possible, even in a worst case scenario for Burden. He looks hungry. We identified Burden. Like I said, no channel, no content creator talked about Burden pre-NFL draft like we did. So this isn't somebody that just emerged and everybody likes him and we're like, oh, he looks good. This is somebody we loved coming out of the NFL draft class. As high as the 2-3. We had him as like wide receiver 2-3, but breaching in a conversation of 2 in a very, very tough place to put him there. I mean, you're talking about a very, that's a very bold take to say he's 3, but boy, could he be the surprise too. Lands in Chicago. I was very, very distraught that both Odunze the year prior and Burden, 2 of my most highly targeted rookie wide receivers that I was higher on than anybody in around in fantasy football land anywhere. In the fantasy football universe, nobody higher in general on these 2 gentlemen. They both go to Chicago and land with the quarterback that I don't necessarily believe in like everybody else. What did I say? He's going to have a bad rookie year. Unfortunately. What did he do? Really nothing of substance. Helped in best ball. Didn't help in non-best ball. Things have changed. Things have changed. And with DJ Moore gone, there's a lot of opportunity. A lot. What say you?
You know what? There's no argument there with DJ Moore gone. There's a lot of opportunity. You know, my whole thing is with that, and you know, I personally think yes, Neighbors was looked at a lot. I personally think that, you know, with this new offense with Roman and Nagy, the horrible offense that the Giants are going to have, I personally think that, you know, Dart looks like he doesn't like it anyway. You know, I believe it was on this show or the NFL Network, one of the 2, where Dart like started a fight with his own teammates because he didn't like it. First,
Look, Bruce. I'm telling you right now, the Matt Nagy Roman little setup they got going on is a disaster. And I wish I could get more hyped about New York. I really wish I could because I like Dart. Hammer says no way. Neighbors eats all day long. I can't emphasize enough that there's disaster waiting for everyone but those that need to be force-fed footballs downfield as this team is trying to get themselves back into each game. Now, there is a negative here for Neighbors. There's a negative here for Likely. The negative is what we always talk about. When a team is down and they're trying to vie for, and the Giants aren't vying for a quarterback, so that's the solace we might have. But when a team's vying for a higher draft pick, the season's gone anyway. And if Neighbors is having some swelling because he's been playing on his knee so aggressively all year, or he has some sort of tiny tweak, or he has a calf strain, or maybe just a rib or an ankle, real mediocre ankle injury, he likely anybody is a little bit more, not guaranteed, but a little bit more prone to sit the final week or two because there's nothing to play for. Why would you risk a player's health? That is the only concern I have for Neighbors, and likely aside from that, they will benefit greatly. And you're not wrong to like Scat. Like I said, this is not the end of the world and not hanging up on you. Certainly could be per start you could be right, and then he gets hurt, and then I'm right ultimately because that's part of the equation. But I can't envision. Let me ask you a question. Let's go through this real quickly. Let me just see if I can convince you through your own thinking that this is maybe a little closer than you think, or that you might want to potentially change your answer. Burden, how many receptions do you think Burden has? And you might just give me these low numbers to try and win this thing, but be honest with yourself. What is Burden likely to get?
If I had to guess, I would give him somewhere between 80 and 85.
Okay, so 80 to 85 receptions. What do you think he's getting yardage-wise?
I think he might end up with maybe 1050, 1100.
Okay, how many touchdowns?
7 to 9.
Okay. What do you think Scat will do? And you can be honest if you think his numbers are going to be crazy different. That's fine. Just drop what you truly think. Be as honest as you can with yourself. Because when I do projections, I don't change them. I put them out and I'm like, wow, that's different than I thought. And that's what makes projections kind of really intriguing versus rankings. Because it's very easy to say this guy over this guy. But when you start throwing numbers out, it becomes a lot harder to trick yourself or lie to yourself. So Skattebo, how many rushing yards? You got to factor in injuries. You got to factor in everything. You got to factor in Nagy. You got to factor in that the game script won't have him running in the third and fourth quarter sometimes. And yes, they might throw to him. But go ahead.
Maybe 1,000, 1,100.
Okay, 1,000 to 1,100. How many touchdowns?
10.
10? Okay. And how many receptions and yards and receiving touchdowns?
I think he's 30 to 40 receptions.
Okay, so 35. How many yards? 299, 350, 4.
Up 250.
250. Any receiving touchdowns?
Maybe 2.
Okay. So 12 touchdowns, 7 to 9, 35 receptions, 80 to 85. It's a pretty close number depending on where some of these numbers fall. But if, let's say, you have 1,100 yards for Burden, which is 110 points, plus, let's say it's 85. That's 85 PPR points. That's 195. 195 plus the touchdowns would be 249. So Burden would score 249 points in this particular scoring projection. If this is, let's go in the middle and say 1050, So we'll do 1050. We'll do 10 touchdowns, which would be 60 plus 35 plus 25 plus 12. That would be 237. Do I have the number right? 237. Even if we up this to 1100, okay, let's up it to 1100. Let me just make sure all my calculations are right. So that's 110 points, right? Plus 60 plus 35 plus 25 plus, so 242. So using your projections, you just had Burden outscore Cam Skattebo.
Yeah, and this is another reason. And
sorry, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Bruce.
And no people get mad at this, but I like a Doomsday more.
But no. Why are you changing this? Why are you changing the subject? You want your stapler? I was told. Come on, Bruce. Bruce, you just calculated with me telegraphing what I was doing, and you were honest, which I give you tremendous credit for. But you just I telegraphed what I was doing. You were honest, which was great, and you just said Burden's outscoring Skattebo.
Right. But here's the thing. I don't think the reason I like Scat more, and that hey, Burden's outscoring him, but I don't think Burden's the number one on his team. I still give that to a Doomsday. That's why I would pick Scat, if that makes sense.
Well, what kind of numbers you giving a Doomsday? 90, 1210?
I'm giving a Doomsday close to like 95 to 100.
Okay. Well, I'll just say it doesn't really pertain to this conversation, and you can weasel your way out that way, and I'll let it slide, Brucey. But I think at the end of the day, if you think that Skattebo can't outscore the second wide receiver that's not worthy of being ranked here, then maybe Scat isn't somebody you back anyway. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you right now that this doesn't account for Greg Roman, your projections. Your projections are really high too. I'm not saying he can't do this, but these are really, really high numbers with Roman, with Nagy, with the injury history, with the game script, and it still couldn't hang with Luther Burden, who you were down on and you like a Dunze more, and he still scored 249, which I believe would probably put him around, if I had to guess, this would be like wide receiver 10 to 14, I think. Maybe 8 to 14. It depends on injuries and all that, but I don't know. I kind of feel like we got a little vindication here on the Luther Burden front on this debate. All right, hang tight, Bruce. Hang tight. Stay right there. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
It's good little debate though. Scotty Dew says take a lap. Kurt says take a. You got a lot of laps though, Bruce. But that's okay. Daniel the Commander dropping a super sticker there. Appreciate you, my boy. And then Copeland dropping this one. Should I drop DJ Giddens for Trey Benson? Does Benson get... you know what? My answer is neither. There's got to be a better... Give me a different list, bro. Give me a different list. Like Cyrus Allen, obviously Stribling, but he's probably not there. Claiborne. Give me some more. Kalen Black. There's got to be other players, bro. If not, keep going. List like 10 other guys, 5 other guys. Help me help you. Because I don't want to tell you to go any direction. I guess Benson could rise up. Giddens, I don't think does. I don't know. I kind of liked him at one point. Doesn't feel like he's even going to be relevant. But I would say we could find a better name. I think we can. We can find a better man. Sing it, Brucey. Bruce, what else you got? Good attempt, though. You did real good holding your ground. I do think you lost the battle. The chat seems to agree because you projected Burden to be higher, but I still love you.
Yeah, I admit it. It's just, I lost my battles, but, I think the Bears are a better team, too. So, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going based off of, you know, position, if that makes sense. Like, if I load up, if I go down to the 4th round, I might load.
Mute yourself, caller. Yeah, but Bruce, the only thing I'd say though, mute yourself, caller. I'll be right with you, please. Thank you. The only thing I'd say, Bruce, is though if you're believing that Burden is not worthy of taking because he's not the best receiver, but he still outscores the player you're talking about, I believe you still are backing the wrong dog, because it doesn't seem logical that you would come to a conclusion that the player you're down on in the conversation outscores the player you're drafting, and your reasoning is you're just going to draft Dunze later and draft this guy. Like, it probably shouldn't be the dog that you're going to war with if you don't believe they can beat the player you don't like as much. This doesn't make sense. Like, you should have been saying, instead of calling in and going, I'd rather have Skattebo, here's why. Based on your projections and how you seem to feel about it, it should have been probably, I don't like either, and I'd take this guy in round 4 instead. Because Skattebo, according to your projections, can outscore the guy you want nothing to do with. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just going to go, like, I'll kind of leave it at this, because it should make me sound stupid, but I like to go based off the ADP. Sometimes I'll go back to back, receivers. Like, I'll take, maybe I get lucky and I get Lamb and Jefferson in the 1st and 2nd round, and then
I know, Bruce, but how can you draft Skattebo when he can't outscore the guy you don't want? That's what I'm saying. The answer shouldn't have been, hey, Smitty, I'm calling in to say I'd rather have Skattebo. In my opinion, and this is just from the outside looking in, if I was trying to help you draft and you came to me and said, Smitty, who should I take here? Should I take Skattebo? And I knew all this information, I'd say, Bruce, no, because you don't like him more than the guy you don't want to take. So the answer is take a different running back here, not Skattebo. But that's my analysis anyway. I just don't. And then Hammer with the $20 super chat. Hang tight, Bruce. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, young man.
It's Hammer time.
Thank you, Hammer, for the $20 super chat. Scott is going way too high. I could find Judkins later and believe he outscores Scott. I could find, going to the ADP, I could go into the 5th round easy and say I would rather, if I had Cam Skattebo and someone offered me Tootin straight up after the draft, I take it in a millisecond. Someone offers me Adams, I take it in a millisecond. Hendy, millisecond. Bucky, millisecond. DJ Moore, millisecond. Any of these quarterbacks, J85 May, Tyler Warren, Jadarian Price. I want Jadarian Price. Not drafting him up here, but I want Price over Scat and Jacobs. These are 2 of the worst picks in round 4, Josh Jacobs and Cam Skattebo. And I wish it wasn't the case. We got a Cam Skattebo video that makes it hard for me to imagine playing it anymore. And that pisses me off because it's one of my favorite videos. Guys, I started this underdog draft. This is a puppy 3. I got the 2 pick. I can't believe it. We may do another draft soon. Don't worry. But we're going to implement strategy here. Got the 2 pick. Feeling good about it. All right, Bruce, hang tight real quickly. Just mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Thank you, Hammer, for that super chat. I'm going to go to the 540 caller, then the 850 after that. 540, you're live. Hello?
Yo.
Who's this?
This is Ross. How you feeling?
Who?
This is Ross. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling amazing. So this is my first time watching your show live.
Oh, nice.
I'm sitting here in Virginia. I'm up late and I'm watching your show right now, and I wanted to call in.
Attaboy.
So I 100% agree with you with Burden. I've been loving Burden all year. Now I'm stuck right between Burden and Waddle. I feel like Burden's gonna have a better year than Waddle.
If this wasn't
What do you think?
if this wasn't your first call, I'd hang up on you. But I'm gonna respect. Look, Waddle's also one of the worst picks in fantasy football 2026. I'm not saying that he's a bust. His ADP is a bust. He goes in this ridiculous fourth round, higher than Burden, which is just stupid. And Garrett Wilson, higher than Garrett Wilson, makes zero sense. ETN, Burden, honestly, Evans, Adams makes no sense at all. Waddle, we went over this earlier. Go watch the other. When I broke down, we were talking about Waddle on I think the APM show, and I went into tremendous detail about it. But bro, I want nothing to do with Waddle in the fourth round, early fourth round, mind you. Sometimes late third round. This guy, Cortland Sutton. Why does nobody respect Cortland Sutton? You know what Cortland Sutton did last year? Take a guess. Without looking, what did Cortland Sutton drop last year? Just take a guess.
My boy David loves him. I would say about 940.
940?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up here.
I can't.
Let me show. No, that's the point of why I'm asking it, because most people don't know. But let me see if I have it here. Hold on. I got a draft real quickly. Hold on, Rice.
You think, Smitty? You think that Sutton gonna outdo Waddle?
Yes.
Or you think that?
Yes. Okay. You ready to have your mind blown? Cortland Sutton had. Man, do I go McBride or Jeremiah Love here? I'm gonna go Jeremiah Love. Get the balance, bro. Cortland Sutton had 74 receptions for 1,017 yards and 7 touchdowns last year.
That's crazy. And you wouldn't even thought that.
That's the thing, is we have people saying things like, oh, Sutton was, bad last year. Or Sutton didn't pull his weight, or, oh, Waddle's needed here because he's dropped off, or he's too old. The man had 74 receptions for 10, 17, and 7 touchdowns. It's a top 15-ish wide receiver, depending on your scoring. And everyone just thinks that Waddle's going to come in and walk all over his touchdown volume. Bo Nix loves him. Davis Webb is there. There's a reason why Davis Webb was brought in, not because Sutton didn't pull his weight. Sutton pulled his weight in a very bad, efficient-wise offensive passing attack because...
Wide receiver too last year, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a mess. Yeah. It was kind of a mess, and on top of that, Davis Webb wasn't getting plays, or I'm sorry, Sean Payton wasn't getting plays out quick enough. Davis Webb is going to help with that. Nix and Sean Payton were butting heads all the time about how Nix would want things, called in quicker. He wants to do it a certain way that Webb's going to help facilitate. And it's such a grown-up move by Sean Payton, by the way, to relinquish play calling, but that means something. He trusts Davis Webb. That's going to unlock the passing attack. It's been... like Caleb, Nix and Caleb just show up in the fourth quarter, and that has to change for both of them. And Bo Nix still was QB 7-8, depending on your scoring. But Bo Nix definitely has huge upside, and his favorite target's Cortland Sutton. I don't care how good Waddle is or how much they're paying him. Doesn't change the rapport. 7 touchdowns? Cortland Sutton's played really good the last handful of years, and so Waddle's trash at the ADP. I'm not saying Waddle can't do well, but he's not earning you your ADP at the top of 4. It is stupid value. And when you talk about Sutton versus, real quickly, you talk about Sutton versus Waddle, I mean, why would you not want Sutton at 7.12 to 8.3 over Waddle at 4.3? Talking about double the ADP. Double the ADP from 4 to 8. You're getting what? How many more touchdowns and yards could you possibly get, even if Waddle does outscore him? How much really are you going to get? It's wild, bro. And in fact, I'm
agree with you 100%. Skattebo and Burton should be nowhere near close in ADP.
No.
But a lot of people see that Skattebo averaged 17 points a game last year, but people don't know he do a bunch of dumb stuff. the entire time, extra running over people, and he's going to get hurt.
He's coming back from injury. Nick's process is way quicker than Caleb's hammer over in the chat. All right. Anything else, my boy? Appreciate you calling in. You saying you finally caught the show live. A little bit of a tell that you don't watch a lot because I'm live like 3-4 times a day. So let's change that. Tune in.
I watch this show. Like I find
you
this
work
show
all
all the time. I found you last year.
You might work
And
like 12 hours.
But I never really do live. I never get to watch it live. So that's why I call. I said, let me call my guy.
Hey, when big news breaks, I go live. So just come find the YouTube channel when big news breaks. Also, even if it's already broken, you're going to come watch my interpretation of said breaking news, okay? All right. Appreciate you.
Great job.
All right. Later, bro. Thank you.
Later.
All right. Phone callers, just hang tight real quickly. We got Mike Evans just got snagged. Let's go with Bayshul, the facial Tootin here. Love Tootin. Neighbors, Jamar Chase looking pretty good. I must say so myself. Can count on that Monty draft selection every time. It's like clockwork. I love it. He's always in that number 1 spot from whoever's doing that. Neighbors, Chase, Love, Tootin. This one's tough. I think I'm gonna roll with Devontae Adams. Get that really, really nice balanced team. I love Hendy here. I draft Hendy here a lot. I love Bucky here. I draft Bucky here a lot. I'm liking DJ Moore a lot right here. As of late, but I think I'm going to roll with Devontae Adams, who looks really good right now. I know there's some injury risk. He's older. He's 75 years old, turning 76 this season, but he's definitely looking very, very good right now. And he caught 14 touchdowns, which led the NFL last year. Similar to the Sutton stuff we just talked about. Surprising fact, if you've been out of football for a while, Devontae Adams led all wide receivers with 14 touchdowns. He only had 789 receiving yards, too. You could say that's concerning, Smitty, because if the touchdown's there, if they're not there, he's trash. But you could also look at it the other side of the coin is that what if he gets a 1050 or 1100 yards? Are those touchdowns going to be 18? So it goes both ways. But I just think Devontae, when you led the league in touchdowns out of all wide receivers with 14 and you go in the 5th round, something's wrong. That smells wrong. It smells wrong. It is wrong. 850, you're live. And Bruce, I'll be back over in a second.
Smitty, real quickly, I have a Superflex Dynasty trade for you.
Yep.
All right, so my Matthew Stafford and my 2027 and 2028 first-round pick, so 2 first-round picks for Joe Burrow.
Joe
Burrow.
They're late picks, you think? Like, are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're
win the league.
Like you're rocking out in this league.
My QB1 is Mahomes right now. My Superflex is Stafford, and I have a win now team with a bunch of unks. I actually have old man Devontae. So that's one guy I'm looking to replace, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to replace my quarterback in next year's draft.
Yeah,
I actually called in a couple of shows ago. You said the best case scenario is probably to upgrade Stafford.
Yeah, that's the easy call.
I tried to do one first, and he actually accepted it, but then my whole league vetoed it because I'm excessively. So then I countered with 2 first-rounders and stuff.
Yeah, I like it, bro. There's a reason your league vetoed it. I think vetoes are stupid, but I mean, they vetoed it because it's off balance. But you got a good deal here, especially since, you got a lot of unks, like you said, but you're going to win. So these picks are still going to be trash. So even if you kind of age out later, it's still worth it because these picks are trash. It's an easy trade. Plus Stafford could get leveled at any moment. Hold on, speaking of Burrow, hold on one second, my boy. Let's see if we can draft him right here, or we get Drake May. Either way, I'm fine. I've got Jamar Chase. I think, I want Drake May, but I'm going to go Joe Burrow here and cuff this up. So I got Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Love, Tootin, Adams, and Burrow. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that's a good squad. If anybody wants to take a screenshot of this and put it on their iPhone screensaver, I'm okay with it. I approve it. You want to look at it a couple times a day. I'm fine with it. DK Metcalf. All right, my boy. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Smitty.
All right, later.
Oh.
Let's go DK. I love DK in this spot. Although, I should have took Cortland Sutton because we were talking about it. Damn it. That was it. That was the move. I should have done Sutton. I should have grabbed Sutton there. I've been taking so much DK. Metcalf Sutton's really the pick I wanted to switch to. But I'll start doing it. But I should have grabbed Sutton there. Damn it. Damn it. Still love DK. But I wanted to grab Sutton there. Go ahead and what else you got there, Bruce? Anybody else wants to dial in?
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Brucey, what else you got? Daniel, you still out there? Daniel says Tennessee ruined that. Daniel, what do you got? What do you hear? What do you say? Go ahead, Bruce.
Between Devontae Smith, Jay Flowers,
Blah,
and
blah.
I'm trying to think
I'm trying to think of the worst ADPs in fantasy. Josh Jacobs in 4. Jalen Waddle in 4. Keep going.
I was just which one of them 3 receivers was the worst was the worst pick.
Hold on, let's merge in Double T real quick. Hold on. Double T, you are live, young man. What do you hear? What do you say?
A lot coming up in my draft, Sutton and Manangai.
Well, Manangai, because Sutton's older. You're talking about dynasty; it's a little different. But if you need to win now and you got a lot of youth anyway, I don't mind. I don't mind going that direction. But I'd probably say Manangai. You might also let me merge these calls real quick. Hold on, caller, mute yourself. I'll be right with you, please. And let me merge. Okay, yeah. I'll probably say Manangai, unless there's a lot of cash money on the line and you're stacked. And you're stacked with depth. Caller, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Please turn the background noise down. You got a lot of reverb in the back.
Our receivers is McLaurin, Vontae Adams.
Yeah. Okay, he's got a lot of. Yeah, you're gone. I just told you to turn it down. Mute yourself. I probably would say you got to go Manunga. Or man, that's not the best receivers, bro. I don't know.
Because I picked so many great
Who else is there? Who else is there?
On the lower end.
Let's solve this problem a different way. Who else is there?
Receivers?
I mean, in general.
In general, on the board is looking Wandale Robinson, Manangai, Travis Hunter, Charbonnet, Boston, Pittman, and Isaiah Likely.
Travis, what do you think? If it's a dynasty team and he just read off a pretty bad dynasty wide receiver room, and he's got a chance to get Sutton, but Sutton's not a spring chicken, and of course he takes Jonathan.
Loaded at running back.
Loaded at running back.
Yeah, we might need to make a trade there.
And who are your best receivers? I missed.
Michael Wilson and Devontae Adams.
I mean, what do you think between Manungai and Wandale or
Fannin?
I think
I could be wrong. Was Travis Hunter?
I was gonna see if Travis was gonna say that. The bro is huge. I kind of like Hunter most. Yeah.
In that situation, Hunter might not be a bad idea because he might need to take it for you.
Will he fall to your next pick though? Because
bigger question.
People doubt Hunter, but he read him off like he was close to the top though. So I imagine that he's close to getting drafted. But I'd take Hunter, bro. I like Sutton a lot, but this is dynasty. I'd take Hunter. They really want Hunter to be the guy. And everybody else doesn't, but it doesn't matter what everybody else says. It doesn't matter what the couch potato that says, oh, he can't play both sides because I couldn't 7 years ago. Or Richard Sherman is all bent out of shape because he did it in college and Richard Sherman couldn't. So Richard Sherman's saying he can't do it. He'll get hurt. Well, he just gained about, I don't know.
It's gone, right?
Yeah, Parker's probably, he has to be gone. Yeah, I'd say Hunter unless you can get him back. But you need to make some running back trades, man, to get another receiver or something.
Yeah,
that's
running back. Devontae Adams, maybe.
My running backs is Jeremiah, Devon, Achan, Key.
Yeah, you should have got rid of Henry when you try getting rid of Henry and Adams for like one doubted wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, or something like that. Give up picks in Henry for Pickens, or just keep taking swings, bro.
Burden or rounder.
Burden's high.
They feel like they're getting something for the future.
Lad McConkey's doubted a little bit. Rice has got a lot of concern. Olave's concussions. You could take a gamble. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Olave goes down with a concussion next year and Henry's not playing anyway. Like, just think of things like that and try and get another receiver somehow. Try and keep Achane and Jeremiah Love, although I would trade Achane down to like Hendy to get a massive wide receiver upgrade that we're not even like thinking is even possible, like getting into a Pickens using something.
Yep. And also
already all the way. I missed
you. Hendy as well. Just forgot to mention him. Jeez, bro. What?
Yeah, I punted wide receiver.
You sure did.
It just kept taking.
You sure did. Yeah, you're the best to ever do it. You're the best to ever punt wide receiver. I mean, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Not getting any receivers though. I mean, Adams is good though. I mean, you got a good now player. Yeah, you got a good now player.
The names.
I'd almost say don't trade Adams and just try and win with Adams, but try and give up like a pick and Henry for a wide receiver, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to get Henry to get him.
Yes, sir.
The other thing too, like if you were to tear down just real quick, certain running backs people doubt. Some people doubt Chase Brown. Some people doubt Kenneth Walker. Some people doubt Genty. So keep an eye out for people like that too, because sometimes you're tear down and get another piece.
Boys, let me mute yourself real quick, caller. If you want to stay on the phone line, you can. What was your name again? Oh, this is double T. This is double T. Okay. Yeah. 515. I'll be right with you. Right. Please hang tight real quick. 515. Can't believe I ever did this. Sent the trade for Judkins and DK for 27 mid late first and a 26 2.10. I can't believe I ever did it. I sent a trade for Judkins and DK for a 27 mid to late first and a 2.10. I feel like we saw this kind of trade on the other show. I could withdraw still, but Judkins would make my flex. So you're getting Judkins and DK for a 27 mid to late and a 26 2.10. I don't know. Yeah, this seems like that other trade we were talking about earlier. I don't know why you think it's bad to get DK and Judkins.
He asked us at the AP.
Okay, it is the same thing. Yeah, Dollar, you already asked.
He doesn't trust DK and Pitt. That's right.
I can't believe I ever did it. Okay, maybe he's just saying he can't believe he listened to me and did it because he doesn't like him. Chat, here, Dollar, don't trust me. Let's trust the chat, okay? It's like you ask the audience, you're getting a big, great answer. Chat, would you rather have a 27 mid to late first rounder, so it's not early, and 2.10 and 2.4? I think he was sending a 1.10 earlier. So this is 2.10 and 2.4.
Yeah.
And a 27 mid to late first, and you get Judkins and DK. I think I already told you, Judkins might command this by himself. And then you're getting DK for free, and then you trade Judkins because his value is really good. You go get a player you like better. Like, why would we?
It was 1.10 earlier.
And he might have typoed this 2.10, and he might say later it's 1.10. And if it is, I still do it. Like, Judkins is worth this trade, even though I don't love Judkins as much as the average bear. He's got tremendous trade value. So, like, I don't know what in the hell you're talking about. Dollar, appreciate your super chat, by the way. Smitty, trade this year's 1.5 for Burden. Yes, I would do that. And if I don't trade, I would expect to get Jadarian Price. I will say that if, let's say you were to take Jadarian Price instead, I'm still fine with that. I love Jadarian Price. Would I rather take a little bit of the for sure? I'm going to go Travis Hunter here. Would I take the for sure thing in Burden? Yes. And the value is a little higher, but I do think that if he like turned it down or whatever, you'll be very, very happy with Jadarian Price. So that's a good trade though if you do it. And Ray G, the Waddle Sutton situation is like the Metcalf Pittman. I disagree with you on that one, Ray G, but I appreciate. Nice try. I'll go Cam Ward here. I think. Nice try though. you just because one thing has the same exact shape as the other doesn't mean they're the same thing. A stapler can look very much like this vitamin water, but I can't taste the tasty beverage from the stapler. The staples get in the way. This liquid, it flows like wine. But yeah, I don't agree with you at all. Why do people believe in Pittman? And I guess he's saying, never mind. Ray G, I should have continued reading. Because Ray G's saying, why do people still believe in Pittman and Waddle? So he's actually siding with me. And I get what you're trying to say now. I thought you were trying to say, Spider, that you I thought you were, but you're right. You're right in the sense that people are starting to think that Pittman. I hear you. I agree with you. Actually, you're 100% right. My fault.
You've just been.
I was just disagreeing with. He thought that Pittman was like good. Like I get some of you like Pittman. I think Travis likes Pittman even a little bit more than me, and he could be okay. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he can't go out there.
I'm not a Pittman guy. No.
Okay.
I mean, I think like you hope for is last year wide receiver 20. And I'm never gonna bet on that. Like from an NFL standpoint, he's what you call a good wide receiver, not great. No, I'm not taking. Well, I might be a little higher than you on Waddle. I don't, not at the ADP.
But that's like, the thing is, I don't think he's a bust.
If you go in the ADP, because I think they're going to get similar points.
But that
going to get touchdowns. I think Waddle might get more.
But that's where I think people misconstrue, even in this conversation here, my value of Waddle, because we value Waddle actually the exact same. It just seems like I don't because I'm trashing his ADP. But his ADP is bad. And as I said, I think I even said that earlier, like Sutton, like I would take all the 5th round players that I love and all the 6th round quarterbacks over Waddle. So Waddle does deserve to be where Sutton's going, 100%. And that's not to say Waddle should be down at the 7th round where Sutton is. Sutton should be up higher and Waddle should be lower, and they should meet in the middle. I'm saying that Waddle in the top of round 6 or something, after Joe Burrow, JD5, Drake May, after Tootin, Hendy, Bucky, Devontae Adams, that's where Drake May should, or Jalen Waddle should go. And then he'd be a good value. Then I'd like him. I got sniped on my Jonah Coleman. I got sniped on my Jonathan Brooks. I've been getting sniped a little bit here and there in this draft by a couple usual suspects in here. That's okay. Team looks really good. My what?
Don't forget the other caller.
Oh yeah, thank you. 515. Yeah, 515. I'm sorry. What can I do for you?
Hello? Yo, Smitty.
Yo.
Giving you some flowers, man. I'm a subscriber. You know, I've been tuning in since you were about 16.5K subscribers. So,
boy.
But
boy.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I think, I'm looking for good players on winning teams. I know that's kind of simple, but, I think I'm really high on Joe Burrow. I like to stack Joe Burrow, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. We do a 200 budget PPR, but I'm feeling Burrow, come back. I mean, hopefully he's healthy. Chase Brown really picked it up at the end of the season. I had him last year too, after he didn't do so good, but Jamar's obviously a beast. I think those guys can really break out. I mean, I like the conference. I like the AFC North, and someone will come out of there,
Yeah, Joe Burrow's the only steal. I mean, you're paying the price for the rest of them. So, yeah, not anything crazy to believe in that. I mean, that's the usual. The only unusual thing is Joe Burrow not climbing higher than 6.9. It's like stupid. But you're still paying the price for the other pieces. But, yeah, we love the Bengals. They're a great bet for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams and Loveland this year. I mean, they were looking really good last year, and I mean, you got to think Caleb's putting up at least 2 or 3 30-plus point games at least. I mean, minimum.
I think really? Ben Johnson. It's going to be hard and I'm not trying to take away from Caleb and say if Caleb does well, it's only because of Ben Johnson, but it really is. I mean, Caleb would have failed last year if it wasn't for Ben. Like, Caleb already failed, and Ben Johnson brought him back to life. And Ben Johnson's going to get a lot out of him as long as he stays healthy and doesn't fold under the reshaping of his style of play, because Ben does want him to be in structure, and it's not Ben's style to let him go loose. He's definitely going to curb that a little bit. But Caleb will survive very, very well. Not elite, but very well in that Jared Goff, Brock Purdy territory, 100%. 100%. And you think about like all these weapons, the only thing that you got to remember is things always look bright and shiny, and everybody's remembering Caleb to be just a little bit different than he really was last year. Last year, he was bad. He was good in the fourth quarter, coming back, and very good in spots during the playoffs and very bad in spots during the playoffs. Like, he was good and bad in the playoffs.
Year 3,
I understand that.
With Ben Johnson.
I understand that, but you're also taking away DJ Moore, which I understand they got enough weapons, so that's good. That's okay. But you're also facing one of the tougher schedules, and so we'll see what happens. The defense is awful. Defense is dreadful. Yeah. Dreadful.
I mean, I could see what you're saying, kind of like a mid-tier, but with high upside. Like I said, I think he's going to get a 30-point games.
I mean,
when you can week.
Do we think Dak Prescott's in the same vein as Joe Burrow and JD5? No, he's not. Like poor Shelly. Shelly, put earmuffs on. But he lives in an amazing.
I mean, he has up and down years.
He lives in an amazing. But I'm not talking about his production. I'm saying, do you think he's in the same wheelhouse, skill set wise, as Joe Burrow and JD5? And no, he's not. He's not even close. But situation and player cannot be separated until they divorce. And so Arian Foster, Priest Holmes, they were nowhere near what Tomlinson was or Marshall Faulk was in talent, but they scored the exact same. So, Caleb can play as a top 6-7 quarterback just like Dak can, or any of these other players that aren't as talented physically, but they have these great situations.
Yeah, I like to have Caleb Williams as my second quarterback, and if you can kind of mix and match him on matchup and stuff like that, I think he can be really good. And then when you talk about the receiver room, I mean, Rome or Luther, you guys were talking about Luther. I mean, he's looking good out of Missouri, and I think it's got to be Rome that eventually has got to take over that receiving room.
No, I don't think you could. I don't think you could say that with any certainty on either side. They're both so good they could cannibalize each other. Number one, and number two, but I agree that Rome can be the number one. I think the word is can, not you. Got to think when you see you got to think Rome eventually takes over. I wouldn't say that about either one, bro. I really wouldn't, because they're both phenomenal players.
I agree. That's why I was saying I'm more of a Loveland guy personally. I like the Caleb Williams, Colson Loveland kind of connection. I mean, they got good chemistry. They're going to be checking down.
Agreed.
I mean, DeAndre Swift is obviously and Monungai. I mean, they're good. Like, if you can have them RB3, RB2 for Swift, maybe. You never. Someone in that RB room is going to put up some decent numbers a lot of weeks. And if you pay nothing for them or get them deep in the draft, I mean, and they actually hit, that's going to be pretty good. But obviously, like you said, that's a tough division. I'm more of a Packer guy personally, which I find very interesting because who knows what's going to happen with Josh Jacobs. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest mysteries. I don't know where he's really going in drafts, but you would have thought when the news came out he was getting suspended at least 6 weeks,
Well, the case is open, so he still may.
Is it still open?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's
okay.
yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're going to have to put some eyes on it, and I would say, I don't know, they're kind of sweeping it under the rug right now, but my initial thoughts was he's getting suspended for 6 weeks, and it was going to be our one rookie that hasn't been able to stay healthy, our 3-year rookie that hasn't played yet, Marshawn.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan. I like Jordan Love too as a deep MVP sleeper. I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting in Green Bay.
Finish him. Call terminated.
It's happened to the best of us. Guy was on a roll. Pretty good call. Pretty good call. It started going, and then it started like the ship started taking on water in the front, and then it got heavier and heavier, and it started tanking. Then it went down like the Titanic, ripped in half, went straight down. Don't take offense to it, my guy, but just those two bad takes in a row. Jacobs, and then
in the water like Leo in the Titanic.
Yeah,
he loves MVP.
He wasn't even trying to get on the wood door to save himself. He just went straight down.
To his face. Jordan might be MVP.
I appreciate the call, though, my guy. Don't take offense to it.
No, it was a good call. Yeah,
it was a good call till that point. Then it just went south. You could tell the fandom took over, and he wasn't thinking logically anymore. Yeah. This team, I honestly don't even know what I've drafted. I blacked out again. Let's see here. I went Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Love, Tootin, Adams, Burrow, Metcalf, Harvey. Got 2 snipers in here. Coleman got sniped. Fannin, Coker, Mitchell, Hunter, Ward, Zachariah Branch, AJ Brown, Vidal, Kalen Black. Now, I got 2 bye week 11 tight ends. I got only 2 quarterbacks, Burrow and Cam Ward. I think I can leave that alone. So the question is, do I eat the bye week and get Jordan James? Because I have Kalen Black, and I got like 10 seconds. Or do I take Tungus, or... there's not even a lot of great tight ends. Tungus, Stowers, Kohler.
Black is
yeah. Theo Johnson, Cole Kmet. There's no...
Who you think gets you the most points?
Yeah, there's no tight ends left anyway, so I'll just go Jordan James. So I'm going to eat the bye week at tight end at week 11, but I don't care. I've got a theory about this that someone can say is wrong, and there's no way to prove it until somebody digs into the research, which I don't have time for. So someone else, I'll put that on you. But my theory is this on the bye week. It's not like it's not like I'm taking the bye week in the final week or something. It's week 11. So instead of if I have only 2 tight ends and they're both on a bye in week 11, but I'm able to stack at other positions to get that extra RB or tight end, and that RB ends up going into my lineup somewhere to take the place of another RB and score 3 to 5 more points than I would have that week. That accounts for that 3 or 5 points that some trash tight end I pick up scores during this bye week 11. So that's the way I look at it, the way that my mind processes that, forcing a position and not a player. And it's just like, you know what? I'll eat the bye week. Big deal. Like, if I pick up Theo Johnson, he might get 1 point. He might get 0. But Jordan James could win, get me that. He could give me 25 points. Like, what if all my RBs score 4 and 7 and 12 and 11, and Jordan James scores 20 points some week because Christian McCaffrey's down? Like, I'm making up so much more than this measly. So that's where you got, you could say mistakes were made getting to that point, or you could just say, I don't care. It's 1 week and I'll be fine. And even the saying, like, what if you had two different players that had bye week 11 and 14 or something like that? Obviously, that would be better. But at the same time, I get 17 weeks of the two tight ends being fully available, and then that rotation might end up getting me the 3 or 4 points. Like, you just never really can fully nail it down. Who else do we got on the phone line here? Again, thanks for the call, bro. Bruce, you're live. You're Brucey. Hello.
My question is on.
Mm-hmm.
My question is on the for the Texans. I don't know if you brought it up before or not, but what do you think of Tank Dell? Do you think this is gonna give like CJ Stroud? He's finally gonna get like, oh, my boy's back. You know, I'm not gonna cry anymore.
Let me ask Travis on this one, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a good take on this one. And anybody else that's high in Jaden, what's his name? Higgins, Jaden Higgins. Does Higgins hamper Tank Dell's ability to even get, back in the swing of things, or does Jaden Higgins get hampered by Tank Dell, or do both of them get hampered by Stroud? Because it is a good question, and at some point, we're going to know the answer, but I think it's a pretty good one to pose and ask. Like, can Stroud support all three receivers? Probably not. And if he doesn't, is he good enough to allow Tank Dell, because he will go to Tank Dell. He loves Tank Dell. It's like his best friend. Will Tank Dell and Jaden Higgins cannibalize each other?
I think the way I look at it, I like Jaden Higgins. And, I've never been like, my favorite player, but I like him. And my thought is, if Tank Dell is 90% of what Tank Dell was, he's going to have his roles, calling Tank Dell again. Higgins will be a nice second piece or whatever. If Tank Dell can't get back there, Jalen Noel will push him in the slot. I think he's amazing. He's talented. I think Higgins,
Hey, real quick,
too.
real quickly, get into a weekly winners, guys. I'm jumping in. If we don't get in the same draft, just tap in anyway and draft alongside. Weekly winners, I'm going to try that. We haven't done a weekly winners in a while. So tap into that. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus cash. And then I have the link pinned in the live chat. It's hard to get in because there's so many people that jump on it. As soon as I announce it, they fly off the board. Look at that. So it's already full, but that's okay. Jump into one alongside. Go ahead, Travis.
This thing, and I would say not a huge percentage. Other thing I wonder could be a percentage. Jaden Higgins develops much, and looks good enough where they feel comfortable trading like next offseason.
Yeah.
Whispers about maybe trading call.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's a small percentage chance.
No, it's possible.
I want to say Higgins had quietly had 500 yards last year or something. He only had 68 targets and got 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's nothing to rookie under 7 targets.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of how high is his ceiling, and Stroud pull that out of him.
Yeah.
On.
I hear you. Underdog.
I think Higgins is a nice staff.
Agreed. Underdog promo code Smitty. Link is pinned in the live chat. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit on your account. Use those numbers on screen if you need them, and please hit that link and sign up if you're interested in drafting and getting that 50% matching your first deposit. We're on the clock here. 15 seconds left. This is weekly winners. Almost got my boy. JT's pretty damn good on weekly winners. You know, he could get injured at any moment, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, it matters because you want to try and have 17 attempts at 20K. And I usually draft Genty at this pick, but I don't have a lot of JT, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And the highest score out of everybody each week wins 20K. Second place gets 10. Third place gets 9. Fourth place gets 8,000, and so on. And there's no accumulation of points. There's no playoffs. Week 14 has nothing to do with week 1. Week 17 is just a normal 1 week who outscores everybody. There's no accumulation of points. Your whole team could be suspended for 16 straight weeks. And in week 17, you could win 20K. It's like 17 individual leagues that reset every week. And you don't get to do anything with your lineup. You draft, it's one and done. And you just got to try and think about how that team could sustain and have the right combination. So you could essentially draft a team that would never win in a normal environment. Like, let's say you drafted a bunch of old dogs. You got Christian McCaffrey or Henry. You drafted Adams. You drafted guys that were going to lose their job, whatever. You might not have a shot later when some of the bad things happen, but you'll have maybe a greater chance of winning 20K for like 5 of the first 5 weeks. So there's such strategy involved. Some people will draft around Mageddon and factor in that they're not going to win anything except for maybe a shot at Mageddon because they're drafting the best team inside the Mageddon, the worst bye week. This particular team would look really nice with a Brock Bowers or A.J. Brown or CeeDee Lamb. I think I'll go AJB here. So AJB, JT. Like that. I don't think I have an AJB and JT team at all. I don't think. So it's pretty good. All right, let me see if I got another caller here real quickly. And then if there's any super chats or anything, I'll answer them in order in which they're received. Double T, you got anything else?
Yeah, I had one other thing. The night after the Hall of Fame game, Thursday night, we talked about Beck. I went back and watched the highlights.
He's good.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with Beck.
Yeah.
It made me go for, in this dynasty, for Brissett as a second QB. And Beck in the next round.
Hammer has him. Yeah, Hammer has him in our Superflex Wild Wild West redraft, and he has Brissett and Beck, and it's pretty secure. I think it's pretty good. It's going to be one of the Superflex implementations I have going forward. So I'll do a couple of Superflex videos and how to dominate Superflex. It'll be Brissett with Beck. It'll be Malik Willis, and then you're drafting that QB in round 1, and you're literally punting quarterback until you get to Brissett with Beck or you get to Malik Willis. Those are like the 2 pit stops that I love the most in Superflex. And that's usually my winning formula, and it crushes. It crushes. Identify the Superflex QB that you can steal away from everybody and stack the rest of your team around one elite first-round quarterback. That is probably the best Superflex strategy. I always say draft best player available and don't draft a plan of attack. Superflex is a little bit different, but the truth of the matter is it just almost every time is best player available, and I just know it will be.
But that's what I did. I punted the second QB around 12, and I was like, okay, now I'm going to go for Beck when I come back around for my double pick. I'm going for Beck and probably my none guy, and I'm going to go trade Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
but that player, that second-year player, Brooks, that he was throwing to, when I was looking at the replays, his footwork looked nice. And I was thinking maybe I should grab him and put him in the taxi towards the end of the draft.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe.
Talk about Brooks very much.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. I'm not over the moon on him. Guys, this team from the mother freaking 7 spot, JT, AJB, Rashee Rice. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had Rashee Rice this late, as of late. And to get Rashee Rice with AJB in today's ADP is wild. And this is weekly, so it's a little different. But this is a squad. This is a squad.
Together one good night.
Can you imagine if Jordan?
Get close enough.
Can you imagine if Jeremiah Love falls?
That would be crazy.
Come on, be like wide.
Oh,
come on. Hold on one second. Be a wide receiver drafter. Love Jacobs. Be a wide receiver drafter. You got this. Draft a wide. Yes, you're a wide receiver drafter. You wide receiver drafter. You. Wow. Holy crap. JT, AJB, Rashi Rice, Jeremiah Love. What the hell's going wrong in the world to allow this to befall my team? Jeez.
Yeah, that's a crazy. That's
nasty. It's nasty, bro. We're taking this to the 20K promised land. Woo! I gotta read. What kind of emoji should we use, Travis? That you'll help remember me to find. That I'll be like, hey, what do we use for that team? And you're gonna say, I got too many eggplants. Yeah. Can't use eggplant. I got that.
Rice bowl and a heart.
Oh, yes. Right. Okay. So rice bowl, heart, and then give me something else. Another emoji that's like unique.
Do like a brown circle.
You were thinking of that.
Or if you was like Mananga, you could do a mountain.
I'll do a couple cowboy hat smiley face guys because I don't think I have any of those. So it's just so you remember, it's rice bowls, 3 rice bowls, 2 hearts, and 2 cowboys, 2 cowboy hats. All right. I should probably date it as well. I think I'll date it at the end. All right. Daniel is a very, very good. I guess, yeah, this was a court episode, so I put a court judge. Daniel had a really good point that let's not time out on this draft. Oh, be a wide receiver drafter. Oh, my. ETN or Mike Evans? Or Joe Burrow or Drake May. Drake May might be gone, but he might last. ETN, Mike Evans, Drake May.
Drake May.
I went Drake May because look, this is weeklies. The quarterbacks score to the moon. Josh Allen goes higher. The quarterbacks could just get ripped right here. And I might get really lucky at who falls. Mike Evans could fall. He might not. But I think Drake May was more important.
Yeah, that's a good point. You have AJB too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. I think, even though I wanted Drake May to fall, I don't know that he would have. Again, weekly winners is a little different. There's BTJs there. Joe Burrow. I mean, I'd take Joe Burrow and bully stack it maybe. You might have to talk me out of it. Marvin Harrison Jr., Mike Evans, ETN Burrow. J-Mo Williams is really good in weeklies. BTJ. Mike Evans just went. I don't think Joe Burrow will fall. He's the second highest ranked guy. But if he did, JD5 might fall. Do I bully QB this? Or do I say, no, you're too balanced, keep going? Or do I say, J-Mo will probably be gone. There goes J-Mo. So we're talking about Parker Washington, who I like. That's a great pick here. But can we replace Parker Washington easier than having the bully QB, JD5 and Drake May? Chat, start voting. Okay, Parker Washington's gone. So we got BTJ, Joe Burrow, Carnell Tate, JD5, Jordan Tyson. It's getting slim enough to where... What about Marvin Harrison?
You know I'm not going to argue.
Okay, Joe. So JD5's there. Do I bully QB JD5 guys or no? Hurry up.
The bully QB with
bully
probably
QB JD5.
Bully QB JD is your getter guaranteed.
Jeez, this is a tough one because
JD5 comes back.
Yeah. No, he won't. He won't come back. He won't come back. The thing is, the way I look at this is, I love Tate, I really do. But is DK or Cortland Sutton? Maybe this is the Sutton team. That much further from Tate, whereas like JD5, this bully QB,
right,
is pretty solid. And I got so lucky on Rice and. Only thing is, what do I do if Mahomes is there? Do I triple bully QB on? Do I risk screwing up the best four-handed players I've ever been handed with the triple bully QB or quadruple or triple bully QB? And
I don't think
you what?
I don't think
Travis is like, let's talk about this. I mean, there's a chance that I screw up the best 4 picks you could possibly be handed. But there's also a chance that because I got those, if I crush quarterback in this way, especially cross-streaming everything. So if I've got Drake May and AJB and Rice and Mahomes and have JD5 and still have this. And remember, weeklies is unique. You don't even need to really have your full lineup or your bench built the same way and constructed the same way. It really comes down to, the starters you draft, you're going to count on. They need to kind of step up, or it's hard to, based on the sheer numbers of people that are in this. There's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in the same division, all one division, everybody going against each other, that you have to be perfect to win 20K against hundreds of thousands of people in one single winning like you're one winner. Okay, so we got DK Metcalf is available. We have Cortland Sutton, who we were talking about. Jonathan Brooks is there. I could go Jonathan Brooks or Michael Wilson or Harold Fannin. I really love, but I could maybe get Fannin at the next pick. Mahomes will probably be there for the next pick. Okay, so I'm on the clock. DK or Brooks or Sutton. Quick, 5 seconds.
Sutton.
DK or Brooks. Yes.
I went safe with DK.
He always does. I think he's in a better.
What's crazy is that,
like last year.
Let me merge this call in real quick. Hold on, Joel. Just mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Thank you. Wow, this team's fantastic. What did you say, Travis?
I was just saying, like last year, who else was there to cover besides DK? Not to mention the
offense is completely different.
Like DK's in a way better spot this year.
Wow, man, this team is crazy. And you can see the board on the side there. Sutton potentially could fall. Brooks may fall. Sutton may fall. Sutton just dropped. Oh no, Sutton just got drafted. Fannin, that's upsetting. That would have been really nice. That was tough. That was tough to see. But I can't have them all, right? And these guys once they get down to that pick, it's going to be between 2 players, and Fannin got eliminated. But this with JD5, Okonkwo is the ticket here. Or do we go Patrick Mahomes? I mean, if you really think about what we're doing here, there's only a flex spot left. I have my entire lineup. AJB, Rice, DK. I have JT, Love. And then the tight end, which will be later, we'll get Okonkwo. So technically speaking, if I do burn this pick on Mahomes, just for that cross stream effect. I mean, we're not behind on any level, and it's weekly winners. You don't need to have the depth.
What if he gets?
Yeah, I know. Then we'll talk about it real quickly. So get ready to answer the question. Okay, he's there. Do we go Jonathan Brooks or Mahomes?
I'd go Brooks. Go Mahomes. Go Mahomes. You got Tony. Go Mahomes.
I don't know. We're so good at QB. I think I'm gonna go Brooks because that's my flex spot. I think it's gonna be great. And then at the end of the day, how many weeks will Mahomes outscore both JD5 and Drake May? Given the way the offense is going to function, I think it could be like maybe it's 2 or 3 times, and then the odds of Brooks being able to try and help me win $20K for 17 tries.
I'd give it 8 weeks out of
8 weeks.
That's a lot.
I think Mahomes is going to be the number 1 quarterback this year.
Well,
I really like Mahomes.
I love Mahomes too, but that's definitely.
I was like, still there.
Boys, this might be the best team that I've ever drafted. This might be the best team I've ever drafted. I know. Tight end's the only starter that I still need. This is probably the best team I've ever drafted. JT, AJB, Rashi Rice, Jeremiah Love. I don't know how it fell. Drake May, JD5 bully QB. It's 1 QB. This is not a super flex or anything. It's just a bully QB. A bold approach given the start that I had. Like I was potentially throwing things away. And then still got DK, still got Brooks. This lineup is completely dialed in. The tight ends available right now are Likely, who I like a lot, but our boy Okonkwo is down there quite a ways. Goddard is there. We're pretty set up there. Okay, we're on the clock here. Rashad White, Jordan Mason, love Keaton Mitchell. I'm going to cue him just in case. Josh Downs, right? What?
Jeremiah Love is that guy. Fuck Tyler.
All right, I think that off the phone line there. Okay, Josh Downs to the moon at that pick. That's a fantastic pick. That's a fantastic pick. Downs is the 4th wide receiver. Very protective measure, too, because if something were to happen to DK or DK doesn't end up being the guy that we think he's going to be, Downs is a great... Downs can make it to where we don't lose this, on a one... Not having one of the spots solidified. Having Brooks, but if Brooks fails, I still got my 2 running backs, JT and Love. So... Okay, Debo would be good in this format, by the way. Get Stribling and Debo.
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell, I think, is amazing for this format, weekly winners. What do you guys think? Keaton Mitchell or Bo Nix?
Or you don't like Rick.
I don't hate him. I think I need another running back just in case. Is Keaton okay here? 136.
Yeah. He's close. He's close.
I did time out, but I timed out with Okonkwo because I queued him a while ago. He's nowhere near this ADP, but it's okay. The problem is my Underdog app needs to be updated, I guess, again, or whatever. And I can't swipe. It's giving me problems. I don't know if anybody else is having that right now. When you swipe and draft them, that feature is not working right now. I have to click the player, scroll down and hit draft, and I ran out of time. but that's okay. I mean, it's a great pick. He just, his ADP was probably, I probably would have got him the next pick, maybe the next pick, but I probably would have reached on him. So no harm, no foul. If I get the same guy here, it doesn't matter. And I probably will. Bo Nix is there. I like that. I'm nervous drafting on the app here. I like Dobbs a little bit here. He's next up, but Debo is there. Keaton Mitchell is there. Yeah, no harm, no foul. It ended up working out. Stribling, we probably won't get... Well, we could get Debo and Stribling. But do we need the RB? We only have Brooks as a backup. And he's kind of our flex. So do I want Debo? Or do I go... I think I'm going to go Mitchell, home run.
Still Mitchell. I still like that. And then that almost makes it, like you would think a Concord.
This guy's listening. You got to be kidding me, bro. Draft your own player. He wasn't even close.
Come on.
He wasn't even close to the ADP, bro. Let's go Debo, I guess.
You might have just popped the pizza party, bro.
That's right. Stupid. That's right. Anybody ever drafting for someone else's team loses. Almost every. There's just no. You're living it rent free in someone else's strategy. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna be quiet on my next pick, just to make sure we. There's a couple other players that I really, really like in this format that I'm not gonna say who. Don't stay on the phone line. We gotta make sure we get them. Yeah, he wasn't even near. Crap.
The guy shows up to the party.
Yeah.
Show.
I mean, little did he know that he could have. He might as well speak up and say, "I'm the one that took him. He was the best player available." That's what everyone says. Smitty, I didn't mean to snipe you, but he was the best player available. Man, Stribling got sniped too. It's not falling apart here because we still got an amazing team, but definitely getting some snipage going on here. Catching some shrapnel. Do we go with Travis Hunter here? I hate to say it early, but it's fine. If he goes, it'll make the decision easier. Do we go with Travis Hunter here? Punt the running back to a couple of ones that I believe will fall. And then we're kind of covered at receiver. I like the best running back here. Algier to Cuff to Love if I want, but I'm not really worried about that.
Algier doesn't like Arby. Like I could. I don't think there's.
Right.
You plan on taking any of the next running back like the next?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Just looking at
this team's crazy, man. This team's crazy. JT, AJB, Rashi Rice, Jeremiah Love, Drake May, JD5, DK Metcalf, Jonathan Brooks, Josh Downs, Okonkwo, Debo, Travis Hunter. Could almost stop drafting receiver at this point if I wanted. And just hammer home the RBs. Just smash the hell out of them. Just smash the hell out of them. Let me go to the RB real quickly. So, yeah, there's two that I really, really like. And then we could punt and try and go with the league winning deep call, Jonah Cook.
Someone took it.
Yeah.
I might take Woody Marks even over an Algier. I think Marks could have a couple launch.
I want a Jonah Coleman. We do have 2 snipers, one on this side, one on this side. Well, no, we have this Keith Mitchell one too. Let's see if I like.
Jalen McMillan.
What about Gadsden in this format? We've got a Conquo. We need a
I mean, Gadsden, we saw
big game potential. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. And yeah, and then this guy who took Mitchell took Algier. Like, you're going to lose drafting not your own team.
Gadsden at the third tight end.
And you think I'm upset, and I'm not, because this guy is really who I kind of wanted anyway, Tank Bigsby. I don't need Tyler Algier. I don't even want to cuff him. I wasn't even going to take him. So good for you. Rome says A.J. Brown is the best wide receiver in 2026. Bro, he could just be unreal. I don't know if he'll be the best, but he'll be, I think he has a chance of leading the league in touchdowns. Or in any one of the major 3 categories, there's a chance he could do it.
Yeah. I sent you that link today with who've been going at it so hard in camp. Both of them go at each other.
Definitely.
AGB can't separate.
Yeah, whatever.
Go watch.
Go watch football. Go watch football. Just a little bit of ball knowledge might help you. God, I can't even say what I want to do here because of snipage. So hang tight, boys. I can't really say anything. Unfortunately. Oh, I got one. I got a secret weapon here. The sniper listening is like, oh, let me go look for it. Don't worry, you won't be able to find it. So, I believe we need 1 tight end just to cover bases. I don't want to bank on a Conquo and then he gets hurt and then I don't have a tight end and then the whole thing each week is struggling to try and win. Might even take 2 tight ends, but 2 more. But I don't know if I need to grab AJ Barner or someone like that earlier if I just let that player go. I got another plan of attack downstream, which will be just fine in my mind. So I think I'll go with this plan of attack here. All right, what's the... I go Jaden Blue. I'm just going to hammer the running backs, I think, at least for the next 2 rounds, maybe 3. Just to get some extra RBs in the mix, because Brooks is our 3, JT and Jeremiah Love are our 1 and 2, which is awesome. Brooks is a 3, he's crazy good. But I just want to have these bases covered. I'm great at wide receiver. I'm great at quarterback. I have no ability to have an injury take out my team. Look at the guy, bro. AJ Barner took Mitchell, Tyler Algier. I mentioned AJ Barner. He takes AJ Barner. Hey, bro, just make sure you don't take the next guy I want, which is Marshawn Lloyd. Take him. Take my next pick, Marshawn Lloyd. How's that? I'll give it to you. Oh no, Juwan's gone. I'm not worried about it, bro. You worried about it for?
Well, that's the same guy who said Chig as your tight end.
Chig's gonna be a top 7 tight end, bro. You know that? Did you know that? Top 5 to 7. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Daniel's pulling off the sports analyst for
Is he? I'm a sports analyst for a living. Don't mean I'm always right. Daniel the Commander.
No one said Daniel Clueless either.
Hey, yo, what's doing in the neighborhood?
Daniel, what's wrong? Somebody trashing on my boy Daniel?
No, we were talking about like, May versus him, where me and a couple of people said top 3. You know?
He said, what'd you say? He said you're crazy for what?
May top 3 quarterback.
I mean, Daniel, I think he's 2.
Me too.
Daniel says, yeah, he says not you, Travis. I guess I'm crazy too then. All right, we got such a good team here. This team is sick, man. Unbelievable squad. Who's on the phone line? I think Bruce hung up. Bruce, you can call back if you got another one, bro. Double T, what do you got real quick?
I was just doing the show this fall.
This team is great. Hey, have I told you guys I like my team?
Like,
Have I said that lately in the last 5 minutes? I'll be shocked if this team doesn't like dance. Thank you, Golf. Appreciate you. This is a nice team. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. You're not going to be around the whole weekend. Come on, Golf. We're live so many times. I hate to say this next player, so I'm going to shut my mouth until it happens, but are we thinking that TJ Hawkinson's a good pick here? Or do you like Gunnar Helm better? I know you like Gunnar Helm, Travis.
I like Helm.
You know what, though? I'm going to go with the league winner, Kalen Black. I am risking the biscuit a little bit by not grabbing a tight end, but I'm going to grab a tight end, later.
gotta watch some stuff on Gunnar Helm. Yeah, I see him like at the end all the time.
I can't hear you, bro. What are you saying?
I need to look at some stuff on Gunnar Helm.
Oh, yeah.
In the draft, but I don't know any Helm knowledge on him.
Yeah. Now, this is where you're not worried about buys at all. In fact, it's better to have buys in the same week so that you don't have to worry about, like, missing. I grabbed Cyrus Allen earlier. I don't know if you guys saw that. I grabbed Cyrus Allen because I have Rice, so that feels really kind of unique. And then I got Travis Hunter, Debo, Josh Downs, DK, Rashee Rice, AJ Brown, Jacob Conquo, JT, Jeremiah Love, Jonathan Brooks, Tank Bigsby, Jaden Blue, Kalen Black. Okay. This guy's definitely drafting from the show. He's grabbing all these players that we like. Do I go Gesicki with Burrow? Is he even going to be?
He's supposed to be the number one.
I
I'm going to grab Gesicki just. Nobody's drafting Hawkinson because he looks slow as hell right now.
Where's the dice roll?
next guy drafts.
Yeah. What about Raritan? Is that just a crazy pick to cuff, or?
No, I don't think so. I think you can actually do this. Look around. You can run all the stuff back Holland.
The tight ends that are available: Pat Fryermuth, Njoku, Stowers, Jake Tunges.
And Njoku's not.
Raritan. I could go Eric All with having Gesicki now, and then and then I'm like,
I don't mind that at all.
Then I'm kind of guaranteed.
Yeah, not.
I mean, is there a chance? Real quick, is there a chance anybody else pops out as the tight end option?
The Bengals, no.
Let me look at the depth chart real quick.
Gesicki's on the top of it.
I just want to see if there's something we're not thinking about. We're like, oh, forgot about mother freaking like Drew Sample. I think we're safe. So Njoku or Eric All? Njoku or Eric All? I got Gesicki, so it's just kind of safe.
All
right, let's do something unique. So we got All and Gesicki together, and then Okonkwo is our starter anyway. This is like a backup plan, but it's such a secure backup plan that if something goes awry, we're covered. You know, we're covered.
Get up the phone.
All right,
now.
Later, my man. We'll see you later, bro. Wow, this team is phenomenal, bro. I can't believe the squad. This is the best team I've ever drafted.
Hey.
What? Rock out. Rock out. He's in the building. What's up, Rock out? By the way,
between Chris McCaffrey and which one you think has more injury risk?
I don't know. Good question. Good question there, Bruce. Or Rock out. Damn it. Sorry, Rock out. Bruce was
yesterday.
Bruce was just on the phone and he hung up, so that's more about that than me mixing you guys up. I don't know. Travis, who's got more injury risk?
Wasn't McCaffrey no?
Skattebo.
I'm harder.
Yeah.
Like 3 feet.
I'm gonna want to say. Yeah, I feel like if Skattebo gets hurt, he's going down for like 4 or 5 games minimum. Where I could see CMC like maybe tweak a hammy on a couple games and then come back, or
Guys, this is the best. I'm sorry to keep saying this, but this is the best team I've drafted in weeklies ever. This is weekly winners. 20K goes to first place, 10K goes to second place, 9K goes to 8th place, etc., etc., etc. And mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just no background noise. Just mute yourself, please. Jonathan Taylor, Jeremiah Love, Jonathan Brooks, Tank Bigsby, Jaden Blue. I mean, Kalen Black, and then Rashid Wright. I don't think this guy's listening. He literally just doesn't mute. Just background noise. I don't know how many times I can give him a chance. Like, I literally... Okay, A.J. Brown, Rashi Rice, DK Metcalf, Josh Downs, Debo Samuel, Travis Hunter, Cyrus Allen, Chig Okonkwo, Gesicki, and Eric All, which is just a crafty little situation here because obviously I'm banking on this. or in this JD5 connection. But if he goes down, we're covered. We're completely covered. So that's feeling good. This team feels like that Jeremiah Love in the 4th round was insane. Just completely insane. Unexplainable.
Yeah.
To be honest. Just unexplainable. JT, AJ Brown, Rice, and then Jeremiah Love. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how. Well, I'll tell you how that happened. Monty helped out a lot. I want to say thanks to Monty. I want to say thanks to Zay Flowers. Love to say thanks to Devontae Smith. I'd love to say thanks to Kyron at the 25. It just all triggered the right kind of explosion fest. Just an unbelievable team here. So, well, I got that one all labeled and ready to go for me to view it later. But this team looks great. What else you got, boys?
I was just going to say about Skattebo. Like, my issue with him, injury, or like when you say you have to cuff this stuff, it's usually because cuff is elite situational. Well, like I like Tracy. I think Tracy is closer to closer. But he's not like the most elite cuff. And the situation is you're cuffing like strictly for excellence. And so that just kind of makes me shock when you're
Yeah. I don't think there's a case to be made for Skattebo over Burden. Bruce tried, but you know, and his poor guy failed because he. And I love Bruce. Bruce, you didn't fail. You're a winner. But Bruce did not win the argument and win the day because he predicted him to outscore. Predicted Burden to outscore Skattebo, which was crazy. So, but Bruce lives another day. And all right, caller, I kept hearing background noise consistently, bro. Who is this? Where are you calling from? You're live. What's your name? I hit end there because he wasn't responding. Like this is the worst. This is like the worst sequence he could possibly. He muted himself, then he didn't unmute himself, and then I hit the button. Then he goes, "Well, I'll answer one more time for him." But you got to get this right. Here, let's try this one more time. All right, caller, let's try this one more time. You are live. What can I do for you? What's your name and where are you calling?
You hear me, brother? It's Bud from California.
What's up? What can I do for you? You're live.
Got a keeper. 3rd round JT or 10th round Skattebo?
JT, 3rd round.
Half PPR.
JT, easy.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, because though, I'll say, because Skattebo, he goes a lot later anyway. He should go a lot later, but he's going around 4. And JT goes in round 1. And the fact that I could go replace Skattebo a lot easier than I could replace JT just makes me like Skattebo and a 3rd round player doesn't feel like it's clobbering JT and the later player. What round is it for Scat again?
10.
Yeah, like I
have PPR. That's what I was thinking too. But I just
let's go look at the 10th round real quick and to see. So in the 10th round, I see Diggs, I see Rashad White, I see Gainwell, who is a little bit risky, I suppose. Right above that though, you've got Chuba, Corey Krosky, Merritt. Jonathan Brooks in grandma leagues could fall to 9 or 10. That's hard to really say. Jonah Coleman, I like a lot. So you give me that player in JT, or if we specifically go wide receiver shopping, and you give me like Debo or Stribling or Josh Downs, who went in 9. So Josh Downs and JT is going to blast Skattebo in the 3rd round player. So that
3rd round over Skattebo 10th round.
I would say so, but chat if you disagree, speak up, or Travis if you feel differently. I mean, I don't know. I just don't trust Skattebo. So even if you do it, like if you get,
it's a 2-round
Insane.
discount on a player. You know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
That
too.
alone.
Yeah, like if I'm telling you I don't like Skattebo's value, and I'm like, but the value's good, let's go ahead and do it anyway. Like that, what good is it to really even doubt him if that's how I'm really feeling?
Well, they're saying Skattebo's going 5th or 6th, right?
No, the whole show tonight was around his 4th round ADP, bro. That's what this whole show's been about tonight. That's why we've been here for 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed it. I just logged in right now.
He goes in round 4. Now every ADP's different. You know, you might see him go. Let's see where he went in this particular weekly's draft right here. I didn't even take a look at it. Skattebo went, where'd he go? He went in the 4th round, 46 overall. So 46 overall, and his ADP is the middle of round 4. Now on ESPN or Yahoo, he could go in 5. So it just kind of depends. But JT is the call. Easy call, bro. Easy call.
For sure, right? All right, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Appreciate you later, bro.
Later.
Husseini with the extender. I already added the time, but I didn't hit the extender yet.
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended.
Husseini's the man, the myth, the legend. Husseini says the following. He says, Burden will run laps around Skattebo. Am I missing something? No, Husseini, a little late to the party tonight, but damn good timing to extend the show. No, my court case was very fast. I didn't have any expert witnesses. I corruptly ended the court case, threw the whole thing out, and said, I don't understand how in the hell that we have an ADP, Husseini, that looks like this. This is what the ADP data is screaming to us. It is telling us that Jacobs goes before Skattebo, that Skattebo goes before Burden, and there's no burden of damn proof that that's worth, even considering. So you're not missing anything. Burden terrorizing camp. It looks great. League winner, 4th round, but I'd take him in the 3rd round. I wouldn't recommend that, but I do think that if he doesn't go back at all into like late 4, he still can earn the 4th round value. Just as Adunze can earn the 6th, whatever value he's going at. They're both really, really good. And just like Loveland could earn the 3-4 turn, or really specifically the top 4 or top of round 4, like early 4. But they're all very, very good. He looks like the future top 12 pick in the making. Yeah, Ben Johnson. I mean, a lot of people coined him to Monroe St. Brown, including Ben Johnson. And I think it's not the smartest comparison just because it's going to take a lot more than what we've seen. Yeah, we don't have enough evidence. Again, nobody called Burden as good as we called him as an incoming rookie. We just didn't like his rookie landing spot, but his sophomore situation's a lot better. But there's not enough evidence to start saying Amon-Ra St. Brown. The only problem with that argument that we shouldn't be saying Amon-Ra St. Brown is his own coach said it, so it's like it almost gives free reign for it now. Like you can't really yell at someone for doing it when the coach is saying, but just make sure you don't get too overweight on him in round 3. 3-4 turn makes sense because it's both like a 4th round pick. But
what's your feeling of his future value? Like, I think it's the bold to think that I think he's a future top 12 pick. It means he's a future. I don't think he can be a second.
Yeah. I mean, think about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, if he'd have to become exactly that, and I think Nico Collins was like 12, 14, 13, and I think that's where we're looking at, like London Nico territory.
Right.
Here, I'll be right back. Travis, do you mind breaking down your thoughts on Adunze cost of entry? I'll put the ADP up. Adunze cost of entry versus 6.12 versus Burden 4.8, and you can even converse with Rock Out on it. Promise, said Bruce. With Rock Out on it, I'll be right back. But go ahead.
Yep. I mean, I like Adunze. I've said that many times, but we have to recognize, Ben Johnson says, I like. The beginning of the year is going to be, because if Rome comes out and does what he did in a month, or you can even stretch it out for a week, was really concerned by it. Ball. He is better than that's the pass I see for him. Might be a slimmer pass. And what's your thoughts?
Right now, I would say I like but they both can coat Cruz. It's like he could easily get ahead of Burden, but right now, in the future, I think Burden could be the guy.
Yeah, and like Loveland's effect.
Yep.
Loveland and Rome are they're both bigger guys, obviously. 240 pounds. But so cross, deep across the middle. Rome's gonna have like a true expert. On another team might move him around. And again, I know people love Caleb and all the time. Alone, if Caleb can't be consistent, that could really hamper one of the guys. If Rome is the odd one out, who knows? Being on talking from a more negative standpoint on Rome.
I think you got
feeding level feeding.
Yeah. Like working that middle as well. Look at the crack and all that.
Let me see if I can get the speaker to the other audio to work because it was cutting in and out here. I don't know if everybody could hear him or not when they were talking. It was cutting in and out a little bit. Try talking real quick, Bruce. Or Rock Out. Damn it. Sorry, Rock Out. Yeah, it's not working yet. Let's see. Let me see if I can do something else. Keep calling Rock Out Bruce and Bruce Rock Out. I don't know why. We tried to explain it the other night. I can't get the other speaker to work, so I don't know. Can you guys hear him okay?
Hey, you hear me?
Can you guys hear them okay? Burden at this price seems fair compared to Skattebo, Wandell, exactly. Banana, I don't know what the hell's going on with these ADPs. Burden will outscore Rome, not even close. Rome is their JMO. I mean, it's possible, but I would say not even close. I wouldn't say not even close. I think like you got to consider how good Rome Odunze is, though. Husseini, as a prospect, he was better than Burden as a prospect, and I had them both as high as you could possibly have them. Rome was considered neck and neck for the number one potential wide receiver spot in his class. We were extremely high on Burden as a 2-3, really ranked 3, but could dip into the 2. And so they were for sure ranked differently. But Rome Odunze balled the hell out last year. Rome Odunze was a top 5 wide receiver in the first 5 weeks of football. So I think saying easily, I don't know if I could say that. Now, do I bank on Burden? I do. But I do love the cost of entry of Rome Odunze. The cost of entry is it's a good round and a half, sometimes later, but it is not a easy a call, I think, Husseini, as you're suggesting, just because Rome Odunze's outperformed Burden on every level so far. So like there's some pause there. There's some pause to say Rome is a baller. Rome has had, he was a top 5 wide receiver for the first 5 weeks of football last year, then got injured, and then, was playing injured, and there's just not somebody you can just write off.
I was just like, if Rome starts off the season like he did last year, there's no way Ben Johnson's just going to be like, oh well, we'll just keep forcing the issue with Burden. Like, he's going to go to the guy that is up. Even if if guy like who's to say Roma Dunes can't be a 900-yard 10 touchdown? We saw it last year, and that stretch is so.
Yeah, Adunze. There's a world where Burden has 95 catches for 1250 and 9 touchdowns, and he just crushes it. That would be, I don't know. What do you think that would be off the top of your head? Wide receiver 8, not 9.
How many touchdowns did you say?
Let's say 95, 1250, 9. I can calculate the total real quick. Let's say the total.
I bet it's even higher. 5. Oh no, it's probably because that's probably close to what.
It's like about 2. It's about 275.
Okay, so that would be.
I'd say like 8, 9.
Oh, last year would have been 6.
Okay.
Yeah, most years probably.
Okay, so 7. Let's call it wide receiver 8.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Olave had 100, 1163, and 9. That's cool.
Husseini, thank you very much. Dollar says, I don't like Parker Washington. Who is he outside of last year? BTJ is him, even if Myers. No, Dollar, it sounds like, as much as I love BTJ, we love both of them, but that sounds like someone that has no Parker Washington shares and you have a lot of BTJ and you're just wanting to will it to happen. Yeah. Parker Washington looks great. It doesn't matter where he was. Like, he's still young.
Who's BTJ outside his rookie year?
Yeah.
I can say the same thing.
Like, Parker Washington's, he is Trevor Lawrence's favorite target. But I do believe BTJ still thrives this year. And if he doesn't, he gets traded, and then he thrives when he's traded. Husseini dropping a $20 extender on the live chat, so we now get to go another 5 minutes to break this down. So Husseini, thank you very much for dropping the
5-minute extender.
The show has just been extended 5 minutes due to a $20 super chat.
Real quickly, so we said Burden drops this line. That's an amazing year. Okay, amazing year. And then if Adunze drops, let's say it's wide receiver 7. Adunze drops, let's call it 80 reception or 80. What do you think he has, like, worst case if he stays healthy all year? 82 receptions, or?
I mean, you could even say 75. If Loveland has a monster year.
Let's call it 80. We'll go in between. 80 receptions, 10, 90, and 8 touchdowns, maybe 7 to 8 touchdowns. Like, let's just say he kind of has a year it could even be 7, really.
That's close to Michael.
Let's say that's set. Let's say it's 7 touchdowns. So we'll call this 7 touchdowns plus 109 plus 80. That's 231. What wide receiver is that?
Wide receiver 8.
231's 8.
Yeah. So, well, and like last year, those numbers for Burton would put him at wide receiver 6.
Okay.
Last year. So, which
relatively speaking,
a couple spots.
So 6 to 8 and 8 to 11, let's say. Like that.
Yeah.
You're talking about a round and a half difference. Sometimes people say 2 rounds. I mean, I don't think now this bodes well for Caleb for sure. But even with this, if Colston Loveland were to get, let's call it, 990 to 1050, and let's call it 9 touchdowns, you're still talking about a season where Caleb gets you. I mean, that's only 25 touchdowns combined with these 3. So, like, you could still get another, like, 4 or 5 and you're at a good number, but it doesn't mean Caleb's quarterback 2. I know a lot of people think that means he's quarterback 2. It's not necessarily the case, but
I think you'll get a lot of pushback from people on those Loveland numbers because I think a lot of people see Loveland as like a 12 or 13 yard guy.
He could be.
I don't know if he is. He could be.
It wouldn't.
I like Loveland. I think he's going to be real. With a lot of mouths to feed, and unless they just start zeroing in on guys and one of the 3 get left behind, it's going to be hard to need 1,300 yards.
Yeah. And Larry, you said assuming Caleb gets his 5,000 yards. No, I just went over it. It's not 5,000 yards. I mean, combined, we're talking about. We're talking about 30.
Super chatted.
Oh, okay. We're talking about 3,000 to 3,500 yards accountable for all that. We're talking about 28 touchdowns accountable for that. I mean, he's going to have other connections too, but probably will be very oversaturated on the 3 players. But and when you do projections like this, I'm not one of those people that has to make it all completely add up. Like, there's a chance that injuries taking one of these guys out and down a notch, like 3 or 4 games missed. And so this becomes, 950 or this becomes 810. Like, I don't think that you're getting full capacity on both these lines. I'm not going to try and like predict and balance the scale. I'm just telling you what, sometimes my wide receiver projections will add up more than the quarterback projections. Some people try and do it exact to a T, but that's just not the way I operate. It's not the way my brain works, and it's not the way I even care to do it. Because I think this is on a perfect situation, and I don't think the receivers have perfect situations. Thank you, Dollar. Appreciate you. And then Husseini, did I read Husseini's? Burden will run laps around Skattebo. I'm missing something. Oh, yeah, I think I read all that, didn't I? Oh, no, there was the other one that I didn't read of Husseini's here. This is the other one. It says, I am a Burden truther. Loved him since Mizzou. I am a Kansas, Missouri guy. JMO is elite to just like Rome. JMO is elite to just like Rome.
He's fan, Missouri fan.
Yeah, crowded Rome. Husseini is loyal to his people, but like, you're not wrong to like Burden. You're not wrong. Rome plays.
No, it makes more sense now. Like, there's a little more, that brooding.
You guys,
Larry, do you remember?
I was just gonna say, you guys think just because these numbers are here that 100% means that Bajan won't be in there tossing some of it. Like, you don't know me well enough. Like, Bajan, I love Bajan, by the way. I think Bajan's so good for this offense. If something, I'm not saying he'll unseat Caleb. I'm not suggesting that at all. So calm down. But if, let's say,
he could step in and run.
Yes. Just like Mac Jones would step in. And if you don't like Bajan because you don't know anything about him, then that's on you. Don't sound silly or stupid saying something about it. But Ben Johnson loves Bajan. He extended him for a reason on a 2-year deal last offseason when he won that last second playoff game. Very similar to the game we just saw with Haynes. That was how it looked with Bajan. And right coming off the field, basically said, let's extend Bajan. Oh my God, you got a 2-year deal here. They extended Bajan off the back of that game, like literally right after. And if Caleb was ever to go down, Bajan is Mac Jones. So Purdy is Caleb. Caleb is Purdy. Well, he's not Purdy, but Caleb is Brock Purdy. And then if Brock Purdy goes down, Mac Jones steps up and balls the hell out. If Caleb goes down, Bajan is the perfect type of player for Ben Johnson, regardless of Caleb being more talented with his arm and everything. Like, Bajan's just a baller. I like him a lot. I think he's a really good, like, super flex stash. If you've got Caleb, you'd like a muscle. Yeah.
Because, well, we've talked about, if Caleb learned to play in structure more and wants to play this backyard ball where he's running around circles. He's asking for an injury at some point.
Yep.
It might not be this year, but
with all due respect, Smitty Bajan is not Mac Jones. With all due respect, I don't care, Rico. And you can think what you want. Who's on the phone line? Rock out. Any final thought? And then over to Travis.
Yep.
Rock out. Rock out, aka Bruce. Well, we don't. You got 32 seconds, so it's either Deuce or. All right, rock out. We'll see you. All right, see you. Rock out. Appreciate you, Travis. Final thoughts.
Just two things. The guy Larry, I don't know if you remember at 8 o'clock, Mega something.
Yeah.
Super chat.
Oh yeah.
That's what he said. So Mega trap. I have to talk to him about that.
Wait, what did Larry say? What did Larry say again? I forget.
Larry, Mega, whatever, their Mega was in their name, and they super chatted to say, you got to talk to him about his team because his team sucks. Oh, did I mention his team sucks? I think it's just like a trash talking.
I gotcha.
Larry, it's funny because now
Larry, you're getting trash talk, bro. In a super chat.
And Charles T. in here.
Charles T, where you been, bro? Charles T, where you been? You haven't been here since like 2 logos ago. All right, Travis, we'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Later. Husseini, thank you so much for the extenders. Who else extended? Tomorrow, basically, Luis dropped a 50-minute extender that he wanted to bank for Saturday night. So tomorrow night we kick off the extender show portion of the show with a 50-minute extender. I did not forget about it. Luis just wanted to bank it. He wasn't going to be able to be here tonight. So we'll kick off tomorrow night's show with a 50-minute extender. I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you, Travis, for being on the phone line. Thank you, Rock Out. Thank you, Bruce, for calling earlier. Husseini with the double extenders. Mr. Punch at the beginning of the show with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Braden. Appreciate you. Thank you, Carrie, for the super chat. Scotty Do with a super chat. Copeland with a super chat. Daniel the Commander with a super chat or a sticker. EW, appreciate you with the 1.5 for burden question. We love that. Ray G, appreciate you. Dollar, appreciate you. Rome, appreciate you. Again, Husseini with those doubles, and then Dollar with another $5 super chat. See you all tomorrow. Appreciate every single one of you. Dose.